watching the ASP Productions on YouTube.
Good time and
Hi, I'm Private Tom of the 2nd Battalion Royal Sussex Regiment. I am currently wearing the 1915 issue era uniform for World War I. This is the PO8 gear with the British standard uniform of the time period.
It's going to burn another 8 gallons of fuel.
What I'm wearing is called marching order. Where they wear the pack. During trench warfare, they would take the pack off and take the haversack and attach it to the back. When you're stuck in the trenches, you don't need to carry 60, 70 pounds worth of gear on you. The hat was standard issue until 1916, when they switched to the steel helmet. Everyone pictures of World War I, which I also have in my pack right now. Probably one of the most important pieces of equipment for the time period is the gas mask. At this time, you never knew when a gas attack was going to happen. You had very little warning. So every soldier always has the gas mask with them. We can do a little gas demonstration if you like.
Yeah, sure.
So we're a little discombobulated up here right now.
What you hear is, when you're in the trenches, you would hear the order, gas, gas, gas.
We saw the Raiders taxi out, and then the Raiders taxi back. Well, that's because they're breaking in new tires. And what we're going to do is we're going to rearrange the act a little bit, or our show acts, and we're going to go and do a little filler while the Raiders take a look at a possible mechanical problem they have. Hopefully it'll be something minor. But of course, you know, being that we are safety oriented, Marty up here with his red yak called a mechanical problem and said Raiders are a no-go. Called Air Boss Kevin
The gas mask would have been treated with a chemical,
problem on my airplane.
So it would be damp. They were designed to keep the chemicals out. Because back then, in the beginning, most of the chemicals weren't dangerous to inhale to a degree. They were more dangerous to get on your skin, like mustard gas. That got on the skin, it irritated the phosphorus gas. So what you would do is, you had to have a small filter. Like this has a small mouthpiece, and this tiny little piece of rubber is what protects me from inhaling the gas. You just have to filter the gas. But if it gets on the skin, it would irritate, burn, cause severe irritation. Your flesh would start to warp and everything, and you die. Basically, kind of like an exposure, or you go into shock. A lot of soldiers actually, especially late in the war, there was an American soldier. He died in 1953 from New Jersey. He spent 3 days under a chemical bomb attack. When he died, his organs, they didn't know how he survived for so long because his organs were all blackened from chemical poison.
I love the sound of that engine starting up.
They just were amazed at like how a man could survive with everything inside him just damaged by chemicals from the war. After World War I, chemical warfare was like one of those, don't do it, don't, you know, with some small examples, but World War II, beginning you saw everyone carrying gas masks, but during that time period, they never really did gas attacks again. But Hitler always made sure his men always had their gas mask on. He suffered from a gas attack himself and never got over the effects of it. So he made sure his men always had their gas mask with them.
Maybe about 10 inches
in diameter. The basic equipment of a British soldier, you always had a shovel, which I don't have on me. But you would carry the shovel, the shovel tool here, and on the side here, next to the bayonet, you would carry the rod. And this way you would, wherever you were, you'd be able to entrench and build yourself at least some protection against enemy attacks. But the beginning of the war was a war of mobility. It was designed, they thought March to Belgium will flank the French and take the city before they had a chance to really put up a fight. But the British and the French put up a bigger fight than they thought, and after a couple months of mobile fighting, the war became to a stalemate, and they ended up spending the next 4 years stuck in trenches. The miracle of the Marne basically set the pace for the rest of World War I that everyone knows as trench warfare.
Cool.
Here we go, we're going to taxi her out.
Can you tell about the rifle?
Yeah, let me see what this one is, because this might not be the model that I know. Guess what year it is. Yeah. This is the SMLE small magazine Lee-Enfield. It's a bolt-action semi-automatic rifle. You have the rounds in the magazine, and you would have what's called a stripper clip that you would keep in the pouch. Each one would have a stripper clip of 5 and three clips to a pouch. So the average British soldier could carry 150 rounds in his pouches. And one thing the British soldiers were known for was, especially at the Battle of Marne, the Germans thought the British were able to fire so fast, the Germans thought they were going to get machine guns because they could fire about 30 rounds a minute. They were firing so fast, the Germans were dropping during their charge. They didn't know how to do it because at the beginning of the war, the British soldiers that they faced were all veterans, and they got the nickname the Old Contemptibles because they thought, oh, we'll march over the British, no big deal. It never confirmed that the Kaiser ever called them that, but it became a nickname that they gave themselves to prove to the Germans, you thought you could walk over us, but we're here to fight, and fight they did for the rest of the war.
And this particular airplane is a very high-performance aerobatic.
Let me take a quick look around.
Low-wing, all-metal, jet-powered aircraft built from an amateur-built kit, which means that you can build this airplane if you know which end of a hammer to use. All right, it's a little more complicated than that. But if you're used to building, say, like model airplanes, or you're good with sheet metal, yeah, you can build one of these things. All it takes is cubic cash.
All right, thanks for showing the uniform and the rifle.
No problem.
The BD-5 was
Hope you
dubbed the
enjoy.
world's smallest jet and was also